fringe players, if you like. It's a very young bench. What do you know of Southampton so far this season?
Yeah, well, they started the season well. I think when you look at some of the results they had.
About this game, of course, being a bit of a break from the league act, and we were saying the same about, of course, going into this 4-4-2. Megan Walsh in goal, of course, with Hugh Endo and Verena Hanshaw making the
Everton. So if they can get a win here, I do believe
in a row. Fran Stenson in goal, Millie Mott, Ashanti Akpan, Amy Goddard, Ellie Brazil, Abby Ferg for proceedings to be kicked underway. And of course, Kate, in the last game against Brighton, West Ham was sort of well, but she just slots herself in between both centre halves, and here could be the first opportunity. It is Southampton to get the first shot on Megan Walsh. But warning signs shown from the left-hand side, Kate.
Yeah, they've got off to a good start, Southampton. They're the ones looking to break forward at the moment. West Ham can't quite.
Edwards sprinting over as Brazil waits in the box. It's unable to get to her. And it's another one of the players who's back in the starting lineup. Kate, what have you made of her progress? But actually, there's going to be a chance here. Just as I ask the question, Pavi pulls the trigger.
Game, so it's a really good test for her. She's done well so far since she's been in, and it'd be a really good test for her today.
Went board. That was well worked from West Ham. Picks it up once again. Hussein waits around the box. Bellamy trying to provide an option. For a brief moment there, West Ham looked to unlock this robust.
It's getting better from West Ham. I think they're now putting Southampton under pressure, not allowing them to dictate the tempo.
This is a good move from West Ham. His bodies are back for Southampton, but it's lifted up towards Ueki. Endo will have a go. West Ham all game.
Yeah, much better. There was a lot of quality in that move. I think that's what West Ham can look to do, exploiting the spaces down the channels once Southampton have got dragged out. They need to move the ball quickly, which they did, and it's a great cross, and they're unlucky not to get anything on the.
Holding it up, finding Endo. There's Bracero Carrera, Goddard. Here is Hussein. Once again, this is a good move from West Ham. Down the wing.
Yeah, it's much better from West Ham. More patience, trying to find the passes. It's a great through ball from Hussein.
But here's a chance for West Ham, just before the half-hour mark, to try and get a goal up, punched away by Stenson. Laid off by Ferguson, but quite risky again. Now Pavi. Endo making a run, who'll then send one in. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I think if we start getting VAR in the women's game, minutes ago, Southampton were doing the right thing in terms of keeping the ball for longer. They're starting to push their wingers back as well. Ferguson's having to double up. She's working really hard.
Line to punch it away. She stays on her line this time. It goes through the. Still plenty to aim for in the box. But Primus. Bellamy. Swinging one in. That's a good ball. And the first real save.
Staying in the box after the set piece, so she's a great target to have in there with her height, and it's a good header and it's a great save from Stenson as well. It's more like West Ham trying to get those balls.
Still looking for a first goal of the season. This is another dangerous delivery, another punch from Nystrom. He'll try and provide one this time in towards Pavi. Southampton looking to try and finish the half strongly, just like they started it, and there's a chance. And some strong players on the bench, of course, as you'd expect for Skinner's side. Able to make anything happen from winning it back. Not for long though. Here's a chance for Palmer. Has in much of the ball, but could she have a chance now? And as the player goes for it, Edwards. Two chances for Southampton out of nowhere, really, it feels, Kate.
Yeah, I like the confidence of Edwards there as well. She's seen that Walsh has had to come off her line to clear the ball. She might as well
say trying to make a run down that right hand side, and here is the substitute looking to try and penetrate Southampton now as she goes for the assist, but it's beating Goddard and getting the ball before her. Bracero Carrera is an option in the box, so is Pavi. It's going to go across the face. Been troublesome down the flank so far in the opening 3 minutes.
Yeah, she's showing what she's all about there. I think it's a completely different challenge for Southampton now. They didn't have anyone really.
Denton keeping it in, up against Mott, and beats her. Good work here from the substitute across the face.
Pace, using her ability to drive at players and then just putting a ball across the box. And how no one's got a touch on that, I don't know. But the two subs have.
But she manages to pick out Bellamy, who has to sprint towards the byline, who keeps it in. Pavi with a chance. And I think the final home side.
Really good defending. I mean, that ball was inviting Pavi just to get ahead of, and she got up really well considering her size.
Furthest back. With a save, with a clever corner. It looks clever, but they were
in the left back all sorts of problems, but now their left back and right back have switched over anyway. So I think Mott was probably relieved that she was going to the.
What's that far post with Hussein just outside the penalty area? Lots of runs going on, and they find the back of the net there. The substitute Asseyi nodding it home at the near post, and West Ham take the lead just after the hour mark.
We were just saying about they've got to take their opportunity when they're on top. It's sort of replicating what happened on Sunday, starting to take control of the game, scoring a goal. Now they need to make sure they can control the tempo of the game, and see, they're showing that they've still got fight in them. So that's a positive that they've got.
Well, Mott sends one straight into the mixer, and there could be a chance, but it was centre circle, but there's a vertical line, as you can see. Bashford doesn't use the line and instead concede a second.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they've done.
Oof. As Cheeky loses out to it, and Bashford goes for goal once from your ex-teammate.
Yeah, they're not allowing West Ham any time on the ball at the moment, and she can be a real attacking threat, so if they can find that back post area.
Push West Ham over the line as they're in search for a second. Here is Morgan, who just stretches out her leg. It almost falls to Denton. Surely! There it is! And it's Shakira Martinez who gets her third goal of the season.
And it's actually come against the run of play, so West Ham worked that really well, and it's a fantastic finish. Southampton, I think, will be a bit disappointed with the way they've defended that because no one reacted to the second ball. But for West Ham, that's a huge...
This is a good move. Martinez looking for a brace, but she sends it across the box to Morgan, and there it is, 3-0. And they get 3 points in their third game of this season's League Cup. Made from Martinez and slotted home by Morgan.
Yeah, it sat really nicely for her, but all she had to do was Hampton to get back into it. I think the second goal took the wind out of their sails, and now the third goal. It could be an opportunity now for West Ham to maybe try and get fourth and fifth and really grow that confidence. It's difficult when you can...
Who's already got a goal and an assist like she had in the first game. Is she going to go for a brace? She is! And it's a good save.
And get another goal.
How many braces did you have in your career? Have you
probably more neck braces than actual braces. Maybe when I was younger, when I was...
This is going to suggest the player you were, perhaps, Kate. It's a good corner, though.
More concerned about keeping it out the back. Pavi wants the ball more to her feet. That's her strength as a player, and Asseyi can mix it up. She wants it to her feet, but she also has the pace. But in the last League Cup game against Brighton, I thought she was fantastic. Really vocal. She's done well there as well, getting that first contact, being coming to get it, and you can trust that they're actually going to go and get it. It makes a huge difference. I think she struggled in the last, but 9 seems excessive, and I don't know if that's just because my fingers are falling off holding this mic. Oh, what a finish. What a finish.
And that really does seal it. Well, we've still got 8 more minutes to play. And Asseyi gets her brace. 4-0. The player who kicked things off with her head in the second half could potentially get the...
You're almost expecting her to carry it into the box and then try and slot it past the keeper, but the fact that she's hit it as it's bounced back up gives the keeper no chance. So really hard for Stenson there. I don't think she can do anything else. It's a nice feeling knowing where the back of the net is when you haven't been able to find it too much this season.
Well, Morgan, first time ball in! And Shakira Martinez gets a brace like Asseyi, and it's 5.
Yeah, this time Theo Morgan down the right hand side showing exactly what she can do. It's a great ball in, and all Martinez has to do is guide it into the back of the net, which she does.
And there could be a chance now to get a consolation collected by Walsh.